What's up, everybody? It's Anthony Cazenza, realtor with Casa Realty Group. DRE is down below in my name tag there. I am a realtor with Casa Realty Group, and hopefully you've been checking out our recent market update videos that we've been bringing you on our YouTube channel throughout the past couple of months since we've launched our YouTube channel and putting that out on social media. If you are not aware, we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter individually, LinkedIn individually, all that. So give us a follow and check out our YouTube channel, of course, where you can get videos like this, where you have a market update, of course, new listings and other helpful videos on our YouTube channel that we put also on our social media channels as well. But hopefully you have been checking those out. It's been a little bit since we've come at you with a market update, but a lot to get to this week. We're going to have a market update with a lot of different data and interesting things to show you. And then, of course, we've got a community spotlight and another video that we like to end with as well. So without further ado, let's get into the market information for this week, starting obviously August 9th, which was Monday. We're coming at you August 10th with some new data. So let's get to it. So with some active information pulled just before we took the air here, there are some interesting tidbits of information from the MLS that I want to get to you, as well as an interesting article from Zillow. Now, we did put up, I'm going to start with the Zillow article here. The Zillow article, look, a lot of people come to us and talk to us about Zillow. Zillow is a great resource for real estate data. A lot of good information that they provide there. Sometimes they come to us with the Zestimate and, wonder about their home and all of that. Those are a little hit and miss, but overall Zillow's pretty reliable in terms of some of the data they gather and all of that. I thought this was an interesting article, and I wanted to share this with all of you as well. We've recently been able to work with some first-time home buyers, and it's always a pleasure for us to do that because it shows a great amount of trust, really, from people to come to us and say, hey, it's the first time we're buying a house, whether it's as a family, a couple, by yourself, whatever the case may be. And they come to us and they say, we want to trust you to help us find the right house, find the right deal for us, find the right fit for us in terms of a home. And it's always a pleasure for us to do that. Luckily, we've done that a number of different times as a brokerage in our 16 years of existence and the decades of accrued real estate experience among the agents and brokers within the brokerage. But we've really been able to do this a lot recently. Really kind of in the pandemic period, we've had a handful of first-time home buyers come our way, and we've been able to find them really their dream home, which has been a pleasure. And we've been able to negotiate nice, fair deals for them in this quote-unquote seller's market. The reason I bring this up, this article here, there is a first-time home buyer article on Zillow here saying it's harder to save for a down payment, but today's first-time buyers have some unique opportunities. And you see some bullet point information here. First-time buyers today need a year longer to save for a 20% down payment than they did 5 years ago. Renters will need to save an additional $369 per month in the coming year just to keep up with the forecasted growth. But hey, let's look at the third bullet point in reference to the first one. Most first-time buyers put down than less than 20%, but today's low mortgage rates mean monthly payments can remain affordable with a smaller down payment. So there's all this talk about seller's market, seller's market, seller's market. That last bullet point is key, really not only for first-time home buyers, but buyers in general that, look, supply is low, prices are high. There's no doubt about that. But there are ways for first-time home buyers and for buyers in general to get into the market, check it out, and get the home that they are looking at. So I want to look at some of this here. You see savings rates and some of the, of course, you look here, there's quite a few California cities atop this list here in terms of years it takes a typical renter to save for a down payment. Varies widely across the nation. And they have a little thing where you can do a 10% down payment, all that kind of stuff. So San Diego, 36.3 years. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I think about that, but at any rate, really, this is just kind of talking about the opportunities for home buyers. And while a lot of the data out there and a lot of the headlines out there seem daunting, really why I wanted to show this to folks is that there are unique ways for buyers to get into the market and get the home that they are looking for. Whether you're renting right now or whatever the case may be, there are ways to do this. Now, you can see, save a 20% down payment takes years and years and years and all of that, depending on where it is. But look, the bottom line is, if you're smart, if you save, and if you find the right home that's not overstretching your budget but still works for you as a fit, this can be achieved. Your real estate goals can be achieved. You can get into a home, and I really wanted to hammer home that third bullet point, that first-time home buyers are putting down less than 20%, but because of the favorable loan rates, you are able to, or the first-time home buyers rather, are able to get a favorable mortgage payment to get into the home that they are looking for. So there's still data in this article that makes it seem daunting. It makes it seem, there's some issues for buyers to get into the market, but there are unique opportunities. We've talked about this a couple of times on these market updates, and we've put out some information on that in our email blasts and whatnot, but really wanted to kind of share that because it was a very interesting article by Zillow. You can go check it out on their website. We also have it linked to a couple of our social media profiles too. But bottom line is, again, take advantage of the low rates and take advantage of what the market is giving you as a first-time home buyer or as a buyer in general, because there are a number of loan programs that can help you out. Now, a couple of tidbits of information from the MLS, as I teased before a little bit before we took the air here on Tuesday, August 10th. There are 256 coming soon listings in Orange County in the MLS. There are 2475 active, so that has dropped a little bit in terms of the amount of overall active listings in Orange County in the MLS at this point in time. There are a total of 3,591 active or under contract. So there are a lot of homes either in escrow. We know that some of these homes in escrow are requiring sometimes longer escrows and or rent back situations. So it's taking a little bit longer for some of these to close. A lot of sellers, though, are wanting that traditional 30-day escrow, and a lot of homes are still within that window, but with all kinds of rent back situations and some other situations, sometimes these things take a little longer, and they are in the active or pending status in the MLS a little while longer than you would think. But 3,591 active under contract or pending, and then another 837 of those are active under contract or pending in Orange County since August 1st. So things are moving here in the first 10 days. Things are moving in Orange County. And so, a lot of those are in escrow. There are some still coming on the market, quite a few that are still active, not as much as we would like to see from the buying side, but still how homes are out there for you to get. And then, of course, there are homes in escrow or closing. Speaking of one that closed of late, we are pleased to announce one of the listings we have shown on these market updates, 70 Via Candelaria in Coto de Casa, a beautiful home, a home that was well taken care of, well upgraded, had amazing views from the backyard, and was a premier lot within the Terraces community inside of Coto de Casa. That has closed. So we got a record sales price for the Terraces community within Coto de Casa. Highest sales price there at 1.29. I'm going to show you a quick clip you can check out what Via Candelaria looks like, 70 Via Candelaria and Coda de Casa. But we at Casa Realty Group pride ourselves on closing transactions, making sure the deal gets done and all sides are happy. We know our sellers are very happy. We know the buyer is also very happy that they got into a home that they were very, very interested in. This was a hot home as expected because of its condition, because of its location. So we are happy to announce that it has closed, 70 Via Candelaria. Here's a look at it, and we'll be back with some more market information. So that was 70 Via Candelaria, again, closed as of this week. We are pleased to announce that. And the other element with that is we worked with repeat clients, and nothing makes us happier aside from working and having first-time home buyers and trust us with that process. Getting referral business and working with another set of clients once again on a transaction. We couldn't be more pleased about that. Great people, and we were excited that we were able to close that transaction for them and get a good deal for all sides involved. Continuing on with some market information, and then we'll get to some community spotlights and a video and hop on out of here for this market update, but still more to get to here. Let's go with the folks over at Reports on Housing. Let's start over there to give a little bit of some snapshot information here. You can see here the demand high this year in terms of housing statistics. 2240, that was of May 13th, 2021. That was the previous high. And so the drop in demand since the peak, 10%, now at 2809. So, there's a little bit of a difference there in terms of housing statistics from Reports on Housing. Now, I want to share another one from them. And the big talk from them this week, and really from a lot of folks, surrounds the opportunities or the issues, depending on how you want to look at the situation, with foreclosures and other types of issues because of, I'm going to zoom in on this for you here. You see here, their big talk this week from Reports on Housing was forbearance, foreclosures, and then the facts associated. But it does not seem, based on certain elements and pieces of information that are out there and just how we are all reading the market, that the foreclosure market is not going to be what it was in 08, 09, and when the housing crash happened about, a little over a decade ago. But you see here, this is as of August 9th here. Fewer homeowners are opting to sell despite homes appreciated to record levels. That's just kind of the issue, the supply issue that kind of continues to, I don't know if plague's the right word, but kind of is the issue that has just been prevalent over the past, half year plus, really since the pandemic kind of changed. It's just an issue. The supply issue remains still something to be monitoring here. And then the inventory is starting to dip. If you go back to what I said with the MLS numbers that I had pulled earlier, and the fact the active homes that had dropped since the last time we took the air in terms of active homes, active listings in the MLS from Orange County, that had dipped. And you can see here the active listing. I mean, it's not major, but when there's already a low supply, there is a little bit of a dip here, and things are being felt. The active listing inventory decreased by 17 homes in the past 2 weeks, down 1%, and now totals 2520. So they're right along the same number as what's in the MLS as of basically a day later. In July, there were 4% fewer homes that came onto the market compared to the 3-year average between 2017 to 2019. 2020 obviously was skewed due to COVID-19. Last year, there were 49 homes on the market, additional almost 2,000 homes more, or 77% more. So you can see really at the end of 2020 and into 21 is where that inventory really flipped. The demand remains unchanged. The number of pending sales over the prior month decreased by 3 pending sales in the past 2 weeks. Again, this is centered around Orange County information, nearly unchanged, and now totals 2809. Last year there were 3281 pending sales, 17% more than today due to a delayed spring market. Closed sales bounced back. I talked about this. The 3545 closed residential sales in June, 63% more than June 2020's 2,169. So again, things are closing, things are moving. June marked a 10% increase compared to May 2021. The sales to list price ratio was 101.4% for all of Orange County. So folks are still getting over list price for roughly on average 1.4% over list price in homes in Orange County. Foreclosures accounted for just 0.1% of all closed sales, and short sales accounted for 0.1%. So again, that number continues to remain low. There's talk about the forbearance moratorium and all kinds of different things going on out there. And so people are wondering about the foreclosure market. Are foreclosures going to enter the market? It just doesn't seem like that's going to be something that is going to be at a high level in the near future, based on just the way the market is and other factors that we're mentioning here. So, the foreclosure market was a big thing back, again, about a decade or so, a little over ago, with the housing crash. Unfortunately, there were a lot of folks displaced. And then, of course, a lot of other folks, investors and whatnot, were very curious to see what was going on with that. So doesn't appear to be, but from forecasters, economists, those of us who monitor the real estate market, it just does not seem to be where this market is headed in terms of a flooding of foreclosure homes. It still remains a hot seller's market. We've talked about that. About 27 days current buying pace. It was 41 days last year, and it keeps getting hotter. So that was at 29 days. It's been at 31 days, and now it's down to 27 days in terms of a number of days to sell Orange County listings. The luxury market just continues to cool little bit by little bit. The luxury end, all homes above 1.5 million, accounts for 32% of the inventory and only 16% of the demand. Expect the luxury market to continue to slightly cool with all of the distractions of summer. That kind of just has been, if you've been monitoring what we've been doing on these market updates, that seems to be kind of a norm, how it keeps the luxury market has a little bit of a dip every time we talk about it, really. But again, as things kind of heat up towards the potentially at the end of the year, folks try and get into a house or sell their house before year's end. At times that could change a little bit as well. Here's some more information from our friend Chris Pacheco over at Cross Country Mortgage. He sent this over to us yesterday, Monday, August 9th, and this is talking about last week's activity, what's ahead throughout this week, and of course the rates So definitely want to hear from him. Chris Pacheco is a gentleman we have worked with on transactions, a guy we know and trust. He is very communicative. He is very forthright in his processes and treats customers with A+ customer service, a guy that you can trust. Chris Pacheco at Cross Country Mortgage. He works with first-time home buyers. He does a lot of stuff with veterans, and he is a veteran himself, so he is very well versed on that whole side of things. So a good guy to know and a good guy to contact if you are looking to purchase, refinance, etc. But here's some mortgage news, and of course we'll get to the rates here. Last week's activity, there was a strong job growth throughout the month of July, but still a little bit lower than expectations. Home prices are up 17.2% year over year. We kind of talked about that a little bit with the reports on housing data as well. Rates took a negative hit Thursday and Friday as well as of Monday. Rental prices raised 2.5% in July. And the average equity in a U.S. household is around 40%. So that is a big number. I mentioned, throughout the early portion of this video, we've been able to work with some first-time home buyers and or people selling a home and buying a new one. And that occurred earlier this year, late last year, that sort of thing in terms of spring 21, winter of 20. And those folks already, even though they got into the quote unquote seller's market, they have already accrued equity undoubtedly in their homes. So, I know it gets a little daunting to think about if you are buying, but there is equity still to be had in this market in a good home that works for you. So hopefully some of the data we're presenting here and the messaging that we're giving you is resonating on that front. This week, let's look past Monday, obviously, not only because it was quiet, but Monday is now in the rearview mirror. Wednesday, Consumer Price Index, the 10-year not auction. Thursday, Producer Price Index. So that's coming out later this week. And then, of course, the rates. Here we go. And these fluctuate depending on who you ask. And obviously, these are more national averages, but a conventional 30-year loan, Chris has the averages. And again, this is from a number of different sources here, but conventional 30-year rates on average 3.04, FHA 30-year 3.146, jumbo 30-year 3%, just over 3% there, 3.075%, and a VA 30-year loan 2.71. I was talking with someone the other day who had just an incredible loan rate that they got on their home. So there are good rates to be had for folks here. And Chris is a guy that you want to talk to about refinancing, if you're looking at a purchase, that sort of thing. If you are a veteran, Chris is a guy you want to talk to. Chris Pacheco at Cross Country Mortgage, a very, very upstanding guy, a guy that we trust and have worked with as a brokerage. So go give him a call, give him an email, what have you, or we'd be happy to connect you directly with him to get more information if you are indeed looking at purchasing, refinancing, etc. We like to do this. We're going a little longer than usual, but we've had a lot of data to get to. We like to do this every time we do a market update, and that is to highlight either a community entity, a nonprofit, a business, that sort of thing that not only we like to give our patronage to, but just they're doing some cool stuff, and we want to make folks aware of some of the things going on in the community. So we've got a special one for you here this time. So I have to say, some family members kind of tipped me off to this one, and we are actually looking at potentially scheduling buying some tickets and going here as well. But this is the Lion Air Museum, and really it's in Santa Ana, very cool place. I wish I could say that I have personally been. My family members have been, friends have been, I have not, but we are scheduling a family trip here to go. And it's not only just to see these interesting airplanes and old airplanes and all kinds of different cool things that they have at the Lion Air Museum, but they are having a special exhibit of old Ford vehicles that is there for a limited time. I believe it's through September. So a little bit past Labor Day, I believe, is the date. But yeah, so they've got a lot of cool things. They are open. They are open in a safe way for folks during the pandemic. And, they've got a lot of different things for people to check out. And, it's a great time. If you've been to like the Marconi Auto Museum, that's in the Tustin, Santa Ana area, this is pretty similar, but this has some really, really neat. You can see the picture that keeps scrolling there of the old plane there. They've got old planes. Now they have a special Ford exhibit. You do have to purchase tickets. So, you have to go on there, and there's also memberships that you could go in there that help fund some things and whatnot. But it's a really cool thing. Also, like some of these other cool places we have highlighted on the community spotlight, they also have a meeting space and or special event space. So if you're doing a big dinner, a wedding, a rehearsal dinner, a business get together, a mixer, what have you, they have an event space for you to be able to do that. So a little bit of everything from the Lion Air Museum in Santa Ana. You can go on their website. This particular site is shop.lionairmuseum.org, or you can just go to lionairmuseum.org. Lion is with a Y, not an I, and check out what you can do there. Check out what tickets, you can buy tickets online and schedule it out, but a really cool thing, cool for family, cool for friends. If you want to do a big event there, they book that as well. So check it out, lionairmuseum.org, and maybe we'll see you there on our own family trip that we have that will be coming up here. But definitely worth checking out. Again, they've got cool planes. They've got a Ford exhibit now with cars coming through from yesteryear, and really, really cool exhibits that'll be present there. So go check that out. That is the community spotlight for our market update for August 10th. And we're going to close up shop here. We're going to leave you with, as we usually do, what we hope is a helpful video based on some topics. We've done rental properties, we've done home buying processes and selling home process, all of that. Now, I think last week we did how to sell your home virtually and go through that process. Here's one, just a little bit of information on the inventory. We've talked so much about inventory on this particular episode. Check it out on your way out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm Anthony Cosenza with Casa Realty Group. Get in touch with us, casabellrealtygroup.com, or shoot us a line, drop us a line in a number of different ways. Follow us on social media, and we would love to help you out with all of your real estate needs. Have a great rest of your week. Hopefully you found all the data helpful, and we will talk to you soon.